We would like to thank our amazing sponsor, Touring Plans Travel. Their destination specialists are experts in smart travel and are there to help you plan an amazing Disney vacation. Whether you are looking at Disney World, a Disney cruise, or anywhere in the world, they will book you an amazing vacation and it costs you nothing. Their services are completely free, so head over to touringplans.com/travel and tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Animal Kingdom today. Finally time, Doug, to do this show. We've gone to all the other parks. It's the must-do, should-do, and skip episode.
Yes, a very popular series.
It is. I'm amazed how popular. When you came up with this idea, I'm like, no one's going to listen to this. I was wrong.
Right. So here's the old episodes, if you're wondering. Epcot, 286. Magic Kingdom, 309. Hollywood Studios, 317. So go check those out if you haven't already. Yeah,
and we're doing this a little early because as we record, Doug is packing. When this show comes out, he will be in Europe on...
I should
be in Europe. It should be packing. Wow. You're not packing, but you are headed to Europe. We're going to have a big trip report. You're going to be Disney cruising. How many days? How many nights?
9 nights on the Disney Magic. Leave Rome, head through Greece. I'll be posting updates on social media and some audio files as I go on Patreon.
And that will be... the show will be coming out in 2 weeks. And then, Patreon, if you want to get all that stuff, you're going to have to join the Rope Drop Radio community. And you can find that link in the show notes. Thank you to all of our patrons. We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
And before we get into our Apple reviews, a reminder of our Rope Drop trip, September 11th
up
through the 14th. We'll be staying at French Quarter. You can stay wherever you want. You don't have to stay there. If you book through Touring Plans Travel, you get a special pre-arrival gift, which is kind of ironic Rope Drop Radio jokes, and then a $25 e-gift card. Also, we'll be doing a Galactic Hero Challenge on the 11th. On the 12th, we'll be at La Cava to kick off drinking and eating around the world that evening. And then the 13th morning, we'll be at Hollywood Studios, where you can do your rope drop. Then we'll meet up to ride and find the Trumpet Squid together after maybe a Pop-Tart at
It's
Woody's.
A thing.
It is a thing. And then on the 14th, possibly a rope drop at Magic Kingdom, followed by a cinnamon roll at Gaston's.
Sounds good to me. I cannot wait for this trip. And that's after I go to D23. So we have a big September coming up, Doug. Hey, and also I have a cruise in there too. So
right, in August.
I know. So good. The Wish, and you have a Wish cruise coming up. So we have a lot of great stuff.
I'll be on the Wish.
Oh my gosh. So stay tuned. We have a lot of awesome episodes. But first, we need to...
Apple reviews.
Do our Apple reviews. Thank you.
Reviews.
There you go.
This one is called Thank You So Much, 5 stars by Tim Wahoo. Or T Wahoo. I added Tim. I don't know. I'm just assuming it's Tim.
Why? I live by Wahoo.
Wahoo.
Like 30 minutes.
It's half hour from you. They're in our conference. We play them all the time in school. So, all right. T Wahoo. I love your podcast. I became sort of panicked when I saw how quickly my Disney trip was approaching and I had not planned that much. In parentheses here, the last time I went was 2015. I'm in the car an hour a day, so I thought I'd try a podcast to make sure I'm caught up on all the Disney dish. I tried a lot of other podcasts, and you guys were by far my favorite. You give good general information and insider tips in a fun and entertaining way. You guys definitely got me ready for my trip, and I can't wait to experience Disney World again. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We're so close to 400 reviews, guys. Keep leaving them. Yes, we're going to give away a pair of socks and then a special gift as well when we hit those 400 reviews. So I think we're like 15 away. Please help us out so we can read them. And Doug can call you Tim, even though your name's probably not Tim on the air.
I don't know where I got Tim.
Oh, no, that's amazing. But you know what? We helped Tim.
Yes.
And all the Tims, all the people out there plan their travel. We love doing that. And today we're going to help you a little bit more when it comes to Animal Kingdom, everyone's favorite park, Doug.
It is a lot of people's favorite parks. We preference for this episode, Derek and I are spoiled by one of the top zoos in the world.
Yes.
It's constantly compared to San Diego, the Omaha Zoo. If you've ever been to Omaha,
been member for most of my life.
If we rate some of the animal things a little lower, I apologize. If you don't have a zoo you regularly go to, yes, it might be a little better for you. So there, asterisks on the whole episode because we are spoiled.
We are definitely spoiled. It is an incredible zoo. If you ever have a chance to get to Omaha, check out the Omaha Zoo. You will love it. It's an all-day thing. It's not a half-day zoo. It literally is all day, and you won't even be able to get to it all. So there you go. We should see if they want to sponsor the show sometime. Do an on-location episode.
Do rope dropping the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo.
I've done it. I've rope dropped it many times.
I got strategies.
Ooh, okay. Well,
yeah, all right. Different.
Patreon show. All right, go on.
Animal Kingdom. Let's start on Discovery Island. First thing you come to is the Wilderness Explorers. First attraction.
That's when you take a picture with the tree behind you next to that stand.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be there all day with your kids...
Oh, it's a skip.
Distraction. You skip it even when have your kids done it?
Yes, one time we didn't get to all the things. They enjoyed it. There's a small window of age where they really get into maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 area, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. But it definitely has a short lifespan for sure.
I'd put it's a should do for that age group. It's a skip for everyone else.
Okay. I do like that they have it. It gives an extra layer. If you go to Animal Kingdom regularly and you're looking for more things to do, I do like that. And it has Up tie-in and everyone
Your
loves
first
Up.
trip to Disney, though, first timer, absolute skip.
Yep.
Your second time and you're trying to do more, this is where the more is. It really gets you familiar with the park. All right. Well, that was Wilderness Explorers. All right, it's tough to be a bug. So this is a 4D movie inside the Tree of Life. Derek, should do, must do.
Oh, this is a tough one.
They're all tough.
I know this one is. Usually we skip this one, but I think if you've never been, you should do it at least once. It's actually a really good show and a cool animatronic, great interaction. But Bugs Life came out in 98, give or take.
Time ago.
And
we won't talk about how long ago that was.
Yeah, it's been so long that it doesn't appeal to my children and me, and it almost needs a refurb. I don't know what you would do in there, but if you've never done it, you should do it at least once.
It's a should do on my list. It's a great movie, very
it fits
entertaining.
Animal Kingdom.
It fits. It's very good, and you don't really need to know the characters to enjoy it. I think so. If you've never seen Bug's Life, there's nothing plot-wise you need to know from the movie. They do a good job of making it that way. However, there is an asterisk here. It is scary.
A little bit. The younger kids
spoilers
do not
for
like
15 seconds. You get stung. There's beetles under your butt. There's big grasshoppers.
The first time
spray.
the stung got me, scared the bejeebas out of me.
So
and I was a teenager.
Yeah, so... There you go. It's scary. There was our 15 seconds of spoilers, but I like watching the kids cry.
Oh, wow. You are.
Yeah, I've said that many times.
You have some issues. Okay.
One time Alden and I went just for
Someone
that
just
reason.
turned off the show. Like, oh, that guy, that's a bad review. The kid likes
it's entertaining watching parents have to deal with their kids.
As a parent who has to deal with their kids, yes, I understand that one.
Now that I'm out of that age, it's just fun to look back and go like, poor people. I've been there. I feel for you. All right. Discovery Island Trail. So this is where you can see things like anteaters and other birds and some things.
I've gone very quickly through it, but no, I skip this almost every time only because we have the Omaha Zoo and I have a children's zoo. I don't know, 20 minutes from my house.
It's literally not even the entertaining animals. Yeah. There's no e-ticket animals.
You just
here.
Look at them real quick.
It's hard skip for Doug.
Yep.
Hard skip. Even if we didn't have our zoo, I would be skipping these. All right. Welcome back to the Adventurers Outpost, the one and only place where you get to meet Mickey and Minnie together. That's returning. It's returned, I think, when this comes out. So... Derek?
This is a must-do. Mickey and Minnie at the same time. And this has been gone for a ridiculously long time.
Yes.
And so it is great that it's back, and it is a must-do because this is pretty much the only place you can get them both in one picture.
Yeah, other than maybe a special event or something. They're in their safari outfits, so if you're an outfit collector, it's kind of fun to get Mickey in lots of different outfits. So there's safari, and especially if you dress for the animal kingdom, you kind of match them if you want to. But must do for
we
me.
have a picture. I think it's on our Patreon page.
Yeah.
We are there with them in our rope drop shirts.
One of the few where I look less awkward. Well,
no, you still look
maybe
awkward.
not. All right. So yeah, that's a great one. It does get busy. I don't know if maybe they'll add Lightning Lane. Maybe they won't. They took it away at Hollywood Studios for Mickey. If they add Lightning Lane, this is one I would grab.
Yep. I agree.
Hopefully they'll add it. All right. Now we're going to move over to Pandora.
I've heard of this land.
Yeah. Pandora. So there's 2 attractions in Pandora. First up, Navi River Journey.
You should do it at least once. It actually is not as bad as a lot of people make it sound. The animatronics at the end is great. Do we skip it quite a bit? Yes, but it's still unique enough that if you've never been to Animal Kingdom, you got to do it at least once. It's way too short, though.
Yeah, it's too short for the length of the line,
it's
usually.
Like awkwardly
That's
short.
the problem.
I remember, did we do it for the first time together, Doug? We did.
Yeah.
And I remember we were getting off, and it was just
we
like...
rope dropped it.
What are we... Okay.
Because we had a fast pass for Flight of Passage, so we rope dropped it. We were like the second people on, and we were off just as fast as we got on. Yep. And it was so short. It's neat, though, but it's a should do. You got to try it once. It's neat, but I wouldn't wait a long time for it. I'd try to minimize my wait, if you know what I mean. All right. I'm going to guess we're going to say the same thing about the next one. Avatar, Flight of Passage.
Well, since in our lightning round, 1/3 of the people say this is their favorite attraction, and it's insanely long all the time, still holds up to this day. It is an absolute must-do by the lightning lane for it.
Yeah, it's worth the money, especially if you do a reverse rope drop to Animal Kingdom, which works out pretty good. This is easily the strongest must-do at Animal Kingdom. It's a cornerstone, a keystone species, if you will, of the Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to fly.
I get the pun in there. Okay, I like it.
All right, Flight of Passage, can't skip it. There we go. All right, moving on. We're going from Pandora. We're going sneaking up the back path to Africa, where we run into a celebration of Festival of the Lion King.
This is a must-do. It's one of my favorite shows. For a long time, I said it was my favorite show. I think it's great interaction with the kids. Kind of got a Cirque du Soleil feel to it. It's got singing involved, and it's just wonderful. And I think everyone should do it, especially if you like The Lion King or if you just like good shows.
Yeah, I thought you'd say must-do.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say should do. I'm not a show person, but it's really good. It's entertaining. Shows just they eat up time, and a lot of people say Animal Kingdom is only a half-day park. Well, the reason they say that is because they don't do the shows. So you do the shows, it's a full-day park. I'm gonna say you should do it to make it a full-day park.
Okay.
Definitely, it's not a skip.
Okay.
If it's not a skip. I could have said skip. I didn't. I would have gotten hate mail.
You would have.
I would have deserved it. All right. Next up, Kilimanjaro Safaris.
See, I will say that this is the must-do cornerstone #1 attraction in Animal Kingdom over Flight of Passage because it is the park. You're seeing animals from a unique experience that you will not get unless you're in Africa. It is the ride you should do if you're going to Animal Kingdom.
Must do.
Must do.
Right,
Yeah,
must
sorry,
do.
must do.
Must do. I agree. 100% must do. It's not a trip to the Animal Kingdom if you don't ride the safari. Also, check what time it closes. They do put that in the app.
Yep. Failed at that one before.
Yeah. And so you can get a pretty short wait before it closes in the evening. You do miss out on the giraffes usually because they clock out early. They got an early bedtime, even though they only sleep like 15 minutes a day or something. But it's good in the morning. It's good at the night. It's good in the middle of the day. You get a little different experience every time. So if you listen to my last trip report, you heard all about flamingos because we sat there for 10 minutes because there was a wildebeest in the road. So I like that it's different. It's living and breathing.
The bridge shaking. That was always my favorite.
Oh, they took that out. Yeah. So there was a bridge that used to like purposely shake like it's going to collapse.
was
and
great
people
every time. They freaked out.
would go to like guest services and complain about the safety. And
yep.
so they were comping stuff for people that freaked out over because they're so realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they took. I missed that. I missed the storyline. Am I the only one that misses the storyline?
The dead elephant at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Red was orphaned.
All
and
right.
it was a little dark, but it
time
got the
more
poaching
hate
message
mail going
across.
to Doug's.
But it got the message across.
It did.
Now it's literally just a ride with no story. No. It's just look at animals is the story, which is good. That's a safari, but it's weird. I don't know.
A few of these attractions got rid of their story.
They got rid of their story
here in a little bit.
All right, next up. If you turn the wrong direction as you exit the safari, you accidentally end up on this or in this, and it's the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail.
This is a skip for me. And I have turned the wrong way, and I've looked at gorillas, and I have a picture with one, but I skip it.
And it's the other African animals that you don't necessarily see on the safari. You get some good views of hippos swimming, but I skip it. I don't want to walk and look at animals. It's quite a walk, too. And it's hot. It's Animal Kingdom. It's like 10 degrees hotter than the rest of the earth.
That's what they say.
Yeah. So if you don't have a zoo, your kids have never been to a zoo.
They've never seen a gorilla.
Go do this. Yes.
Then watch one on YouTube.
Not the same, Derek.
Okay.
Not the same. All right. Next up is kind of a collection of attractions known as Rafiki's Planet Watch. So we're going to do 4 different things here. One is the train.
We're breaking it down.
Well, you got to. You can't. We got to do the train to get there first.
Okay.
Is that a must-do, should-do?
That's a should-do. I think that train experience is phenomenal. If they ever do Zootopia, it's going to be a must-do. But I do love the train. My kids love the train.
Yeah. I'll put it as a should-do.
Oh,
because
really?
I'm not too much of a crotchety, angry person.
Okay.
I haven't done it in years, for the record, though.
I did.
I skip it all the time. But when we only went once every 2 years, we did this.
Okay.
All right. So you ride the train. It gets you to the next 3 choices. So you don't have to do any of them. You could get right back on the train and go back. But you have the conservation station, which is where you can watch like vets and things like that.
It's fascinating. I think you should do it if you're going out there anyway. Go look at the animals. If the vets are doing an operation, you got to win.
That's the thing. If they're doing something, you must do it if you're there.
Yep.
If they're not doing anything, it's a skip because it's
just
boring.
An empty room.
Yeah. So this is either a must-do or a skip. No in between. And you got to get lucky. I don't know if there's ever a published schedule, but I don't think so.
They do tell you. I've had that before.
Like when you're close, like day of.
They're like, hey, we got
thing.
like a 1 at 2:30 schedule.
Yeah,
I'm like,
when you're out
o'clock.
there, they'll tell you this.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, the animation experience. So we used to have this at Hollywood Studios. Yep. They got rid of that when they did Launch Bay, and it came back post-COVID. A drawing class, Derek.
I've seen it. I've watched it. And I would never do it. In fact, I kind of did it at Art Animation one time when they had it there. But it's just like, I'm not a drawer, so I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, so
people love
this. Yeah, if you're out there, if I'm there, and I'm going to must do the animation experience. Okay.
I just think it's a weird place.
We did this a ton at Hollywood Studios. We've done it at California Adventure. I
can't draw a straight line. My brain says straight line.
That's concerning.
I know.
It's all circles. Okay. Derek. Because you draw from your shoulder. That's the key. I love it. Derek hates it. There you go. Perfect device. All right. And the last thing out at the Rafiki's Planet Watch is the affection section.
The petting zoo?
The petting zoo.
There you go.
There's goats.
If you're out there, you should do it.
How do you not do it if you're there?
My 4-year-old freaked out. He loved it, but it's one that I will skip. I've skipped it when I've gone without kids out there. But I'll put in if you're out there anyway, you should do it. Go high five a goat.
Yeah. If you're there, should do it. Do you have an idea for a great new podcast? You can bring your idea to life and start your podcast today with Libsyn. Our podcast has been on Libsyn for 6 years, and we love it. Libsyn has everything you need to plan, launch, and grow your own podcast. Libsyn provides some of the best resources created by expert podcasters who will show you everything you need to know, like what equipment you should use, how to record great audio, how to get your show onto Apple Podcasts and other popular platforms, and much, much more. Plus, as a friend of Rope Drop Radio, when you sign up for Libsyn, you get your first month of podcast hosting for free. There has never been a better time than right now for you to start your podcast. Visit Libsyn.com and use code FRIEND, FRIEND, FRIEND. That's at Libsyn, LIBSYN.com, and use code FRIEND to get started and create your podcast today.
And back to the show.
All right, now we're in Asia after doing Africa. You took the little back path there, got a good picture of the backside of the Tree of Life. And the first thing we come to is Feathered Friends in Flight.
Trying to think what this is now. Is this the Up Show? It used to be the Up
Used to
Show.
be the Up
Wow,
Show.
that took me
Basically
a second,
the same
Doug.
show, but no characters right now because for some reason the COVID got the characters.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen
Doug
it a few times, and I liked it when Doug was in it. Now it's a skip.
Well, COVID is hard on Doug's.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's still the great show. The birds fly right over the top of you. It's entertaining. I'm going to say should do.
Okay.
I enjoy it. My daughter Samantha is deathly afraid of birds. It's hilarious. So we have never gotten.
It is definitely an Animal Kingdom show.
It fits very well. Yeah. And so I'm going to say should do. Of all the shows, this is my favorite.
Ooh, not mine. Lion King over there.
Wait, yeah.
All the shows everywhere or just Animal Kingdom?
No, Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom. Next up is Miraja Jungle Trek.
You know, I actually enjoy this. I've done
tigers.
it. I've done it a lot of times, especially when my family's on Kali and I'll take my toddler on the trek. And I say you should do it. It's got great tigers. It's got great theming. It really transports you to a different area, and it really puts the zoo aspect of Animal Kingdom into Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the big difference between the Gorilla Falls and the Miraja is Gorilla Falls is right after you probably did the safari, right? And you saw all these African animals. And then where Asia doesn't have an attraction that shows you animals. So this is the only way to go see them. I think that's what makes this more a should do than a skip, like the Gorilla Falls. Sorry, gorillas.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, it's true though.
If we get a bad review from a gorilla, I'm going to be pissed.
They might listen.
They probably do.
They
They're
have
smart.
thumbs.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm sorry, gorillas.
They have AirPods in right now.
Right now. Yeah, you're right. That's going to be on the next Disney Plus series about the Animal Kingdom. Is the gorillas listening to podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh crud. Oh dear. We should be worried.
Hey, Planet of the Apes. It's all happening.
The tigers don't listen to podcasts. I'm changing my vote. All right, moving on. This is a hard one for me.
It is for me as well.
Kali River Rapids.
I have skipped it 99% of the time that I'm in Animal Kingdom. I did it this last trip for the first time ever because it's the last ride that I'd never done. And I'm probably going to skip it again because I do not like being wet in theme parks. Just period, end of story. You will get wet.
Yes.
You may get soaked.
Like you will be uncomfortably wet after this 100% of the time. But if you're in one of the like 2 or 3 lucky seats,
that's not me.
There's nothing dry on you. Like we're talking waves over your head.
I was soaked to the bone.
Almost like the water hits you hard enough.
Except my phone kept working. You were like, "Hey, I'll talk to you whenever your phone dies."
Yeah. Well, you've had a history,
Twice.
Derek.
Twice I've lost phones at
So I gotta be cognitive of your phone, but I'm gonna skip it. I just can't. It's got a theme. It's got a story that you're too busy staring at the water to notice, and then all of a sudden you're like, "How come there's no trees and everything's burnt?"
Yep.
Because you miss half the story out of fear.
Well, they also changed part of the story over the years too,
Yeah,
getting rid of fuel costs and don't chop down a lot of trees, basically.
Yeah, that's you go through a forest that's been slashed and burned, and that's the story. I will say Grizzly River Fall. The ride in DCA is significantly better.
Yeah.
And if you're staying at the Grand California, it's not long to waddle back to your room dripping wet.
That I could handle that more.
So if I have to compare the two, it's night and day. We did that in night one time. That might have been the scariest attraction I've ever been on because you can't see what's coming.
Okay, I could handle that more.
Yeah,
Got to waddle back and
and
night.
then stay at Grand Californian,
Yeah.
that's a win.
Okay.
That's a must do. But we're not talking about here. We're talking you're nowhere near your room.
Nope.
There's no walking back to the room.
Nope.
No Skyliner back to the room. You're getting on a bus or in your car.
Yep.
And that is not fun. Okay. Moving on to something that I think we'll agree on. Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain, the longest ride name in the park.
That is a good one. This is an absolute must-do. It is a phenomenal attraction. I wish the Yeti worked, but it is a great roller coaster, and we have a bonus episode a few years ago where Doug actually wrote it, and we mic'd him up, and it was phenomenal, and I laughed so hard. And sometimes when I need a laugh, I will re-listen to that episode.
That's September of 2020. If you're looking for it,
oh,
please
wow,
go
you
download
actually
it.
have it. There
I don't
go.
know the number.
It is
that
one of
it's
the
around,
greatest
but
episodes. It's like 5 minutes long, and
Oh
Doug
my
almost
gosh.
dies.
So
You know what?
It's a
I'm listening to that
must-do for
episode.
me.
It's a
I'm
must
saying it's a
listen.
must-do.
That bonus episode is a must listen.
let's get that episode up, a few downloads. But so it's a must do if you can do Everest, and I will
then
not
Doug-
do it again.
And Doug
ever.
sits there
No.
for a good 15 minutes.
I was a hot mess. That ride goes backwards, which is no fun. And the G forces, it probably has the most G forces at Disney World, right? Because Space Mountain doesn't have G forces; it just shakes you around. Rock and Roller Coaster, it's
Yeah,
been a
I was gonna
while.
assume
It's
Rockin'.
close. I'd say it's close. Somebody let us know which has more G forces, but Everest is quality coaster.
Yep.
Quality
It's
coaster.
getting a little bumpier now. And
That's what got me.
yeah,
Sure.
there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember being smoother when I was a kid, or I'm getting older.
You little of both.
Yep.
Little of both, Derek. All right. Moving out of Asia and into Dino Land, USA. My favorite themed land in most of Disney World. All right,
Okay.
Batu is better, but it's phenomenally themed, and I'll argue with you on that. After being to like
I'm
South
just
Dakota,
hoping they announce something at D23
it
to add
needs something.
to it.
It needs something because we lost an attraction in Primeval World. But the first attraction you come to is titled, this is the official title, Disney Kite Tales.
And it's going to be gone very soon. So if you
It's-
haven't seen it,
Yeah, they've already pared it down.
yep.
It's on its way to seasonal, in my opinion.
So
and
I've
I
ne-
can't believe it lasted a week.
I've never
after I
seen
saw
it actually, Doug, because I always leave before the park. It starts at like 11, and I'm always gone by then.
It's entertaining. If you happen to be walking past, stop and watch.
There you
It's
go.
neat. Good music, kites.
If you're in the area, it's a must-do.
It's-
Absolutely.
But do not go out of
Schedule
your way
your day
to
to
watch
watch it,
this.
yes.
Do not sit and wait for it. I literally could buy some kites and do this in my parents' backyard. They have a lake in their backyard, just to clarify. And there's jet skis abound. I got a Bluetooth speaker and some kites.
Okay.
And
yeah, or if
done.
you're really doing this, I will come down to your parents'
just-
lake and I will watch it.
Wouldn't that be fun?
In fact, we will record it and put it on
I need
all of our
to-
shows.
need to think harder about this.
Our
I
locals-
just gotta get some
The
kites.
listeners who are in the area will come down. I like it.
It'll be fun. All right, moving on from kite to we didn't say it's a if it's going stop and watch.
Yes.
That's its own category. It's not a must do, not
Don't
a
go
skip.
out of the way.
It's a divert your eyes. Anyway, all right, the Boneyard. This is the playground. Giant slides, lots of stuff. Derek.
This is one, if you have really little kids, they're going to love it. They're going to play hard. So I have to give two caveats. If you don't have kids, it's of course a skip. If you have little kids, it is a should do because it gives you a break as a parent, because I've done that. I've rested in the area and the kids can play for a little bit and then you get back at it again.
I'm surprised you went should do because when my kids were little, I'm going must do.
Okay.
Up a notch on
For the
this.
record, it's been closed for
Right.
two and a half. It's pandemic, so
Yeah.
we haven't done it for a while.
It wasn't closed when my kids were little.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did it every time we went when my kids were little. Now we barely even notice it's there as we zip on past. But it's definitely an age related thing. But great playground. Best one on property by far. It's doesn't have much competition though. Now that Honey, I Shrunk
I was
the
gonna say
Audience.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That was
great.
phenomenal. So it's similar. I mean, there's like bones and stuff. I always stuck Alden in like the T-Rex mouth when he was a baby.
Well, of course,
Got a
that's called
picture.
parenting.
Yeah, right. So, Fossil Fun Games.
It's a little, yeah, we've done once, and I skip it now.
It's sand.
Yeah.
Skip. I'm like Anakin on this one. Yeah, hard skip.
I only had to do it because my kids like eyeballed it and were like, "We're going to see this," and I'm like, "Oh no!"
Oh, this is where you didn't quite parent fast enough, right?
You're right.
Yeah. Look over here, kids, as we walk this way. Yeah. All right. Next up, Triceratops spin.
Must do. Absolutely.
Yes.
I have done this every single time, and now our listeners expect us to do it. It's just a spinner ride, but it's stupid. It's stupid. But the funny thing is, all my kids love it so much. And like even a couple of the older ones have grown out of spinner rides. They just think it's funny to ride a Triceratop in the theme park. It's
weird, goofy music.
Yeah.
You know,
it lasts like 38 seconds.
It gets you out there. You can appreciate the theming of the land. It was the guy found dinosaurs, so he turned his parking lot into a theme park, right? So you still see the lines painted on the ground that you don't necessarily notice. Must do for me. I love this ride. It's this. It makes no sense that we love it, but
best spinner ride on property. I said it.
Must do for the rope drop crew. All right. Next up, the official spelling of this one. I put the official names here. Dinosaur. It's spelled in all capitals.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So I'm saying dinosaur.
Okay. Well, this one has not changed since it opened. It is in
changed names.
It is in so much need of a refurb. I think some of the animatronics don't even work anymore. It is a should do if you've never done it, but it is definitely not aging as well and definitely needs some cleaning up. Like even that film you watch when you walk in, shot like 4x3 on Betacam, and I'm just like, can we at least reshoot this film?
Some of the best pre-show material is humor. Dr. Seeker is phenomenal. The yelling "Not my dino" is phenomenal throughout the whole ride. This ride has a rewrite ability if you are a little bit weird and are willing to be goofy, because you just keep quoting the pre-show as you go through it and yelling "Not my dino." So it's a little bit like Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's not
hard
good
because
but
Universal has its own dinosaur attraction that I'm like, oh, this is so much better. Okay, you're right.
I'm joking.
But it's just like this one, you could definitely inject some life into it.
It needs some love. I'm gonna say should do. If you're spending the whole day there, must do. If you're time crunch, this is one you can cut out of the must do pile.
There you go.
We do it more often than not.
We do as well.
I will say that.
It's never had more than a 20-minute wait unless it was raining and it was during the pandemic and Doug and I and Michelle got
and
soaked.
we thought we got undercover.
Yes.
But we did not.
No.
It was like, oh, we're out of and we're back in the rain. That was something.
My phone did not die on that one, thankfully.
No, it's good. Surprising. We were soaked.
Yes.
And then we were cold once we got inside.
Yep.
Dinosaur. All right. Last but not least, Finding Nemo the musical reopened
now-ish.
And yeah.
Today? Yeah, well, whenever we go. I don't know when this is.
Yeah, we could
it's
go.
Open now.
It's open.
It's not getting the attendance they thought it would.
No, they shortened the show, which I think is good. It was really long before. Like, did you go to the bathroom before you went in type of length? Now it's more theme park length, and I think that's good.
Yep. But I think it's a must-do if you've never done it. Especially now that it's back, it's been a while. You probably should do it. We've skipped it quite a few times, but I know we will definitely make it a must-do priority when we go in August.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say should do.
Should do. Yeah, I think this is a should do. Like, if I had to rank the 3 shows in the Animal Kingdom, I do the Flights of Wonder or whatever it is called now, and then Lion King, and then Nemo.
See how it's switched.
If I'm gonna prioritize, yep.
First.
Yeah, I think, Derek, you're in the majority of people would do Lion King, but don't sleep on the bird show. And then Nemo, so they took a movie that had no songs and made a musical, which is impressive.
Yeah.
You got to give them credit for that, because they could have went with so many other properties that had songs, but they chose to make songs. So that might be part of the attendance thing, is people don't know, like, what songs. You should throw a movie in there, IP in there that these songs, and you can go in and sing along, at least in your head. I think that helps this, but it's a great puppet work and everything like that.
We just saw Wicked when it traveled to Omaha, and one of the stars was actually from Nemo the musical.
I've done some time at Disney. There you go. It's
wow,
legit, right?
It can get you that next step, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more legit on the Broadway path than Lion King. Unless you're projected to go into Lion King.
Yeah, I was going to say
yeah, or maybe the next step from the park musical stuff is to the cruise ships, and then the cruise ship to off Broadway and off Broadway. Yeah. So I read many people that have gone from the Disney Cruise Line on to off Broadway. So in touring company. So yeah, that happens. That's a good observation. Wicked is a phenomenal property.
It was incredible. I mean, that's Animal Kingdom.
IP in there, man. Throw a different IP. Yeah. So that's all of Animal Kingdom. There you go. We we should do, and we skipped some stuff, Derek.
We did. It is definitely a park that I cannot remember the last time I spent a whole day in there. Usually it's either the first 2 hours. Like, we've left this park before lunchtime, and a must-do is Satu'li's Canteen, and I've left before lunch.
We have waited for Satu'li's to open.
And Nomad Lounge. We've done that as well. It's like, all right, I guess we're going to sit here for a little bit.
We've waited for those to open. Otherwise, we would have left. We've gone and just done Flight of Passage and Safari and Everest and called it a day. Yep. But if this is your first trip, then I think what we said on the show with must-dos and should-dos is you should do those should-dos. If it's your first trip, if you're spending the whole day, don't sleep on that stuff. It's all phenomenal entertainment, except maybe, Cali River Rapids.
and one other must-do, try to see the characters on the boats when they come by. If you ever see that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how long they keep doing that as characters come back. For a while. Because Animal Kingdom kind of had characters in weird spots all over, just weird little nooks and crannies.
DuckTales guys, man, I love those guys. Hope they come back.
They need to get off the boat and start doing meet and greets again.
There you go. I agree. And maybe someday a nighttime show. What are the chances?
Flashlights on the kites.
Something. What are the chances that comes back or gets announced at least at D23? What are we over and under? Nighttime show in the next 2 to 4 years.
Announced in 2 to 4 years,
or happening? So I'm assuming if they're going to announce it, they're going to announce it sooner rather than later. So happening.
I say 10%.
Really?
I'm pretty low.
Okay, I'm going to say they got 60%.
They built an awesome theater.
They got
looks good in the evening, but they've struck out twice now.
It's not hard. Just put good music, like
literally
there on water.
I think Kite Tales was like, well, we had this show at Epcot that used 75 jet skis. What are we going to do with them?
Skis. We can't sell them to Doug on his dad's lake.
They could have. That would have been great. But as honestly, I think how Kite Tales happened was absolutely, well, we got jet skis.
Let's do it. That costs $20, and we have these jet ski guys we got to pay.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Putting that on my list of jobs. Jet ski guy at Disney.
How about the person on the back of the jet ski that flies the kite?
I don't know. That guy is lucky to be alive.
We've seen so many things. Kite Tales, I'm surprised OSHA has allowed it to run as long as it has.
I think they're enjoying it just as much as we are. It's like they're just closing their eyes but laughing the whole time.
We'll wait till something really happens before we notice.
Someone actually does. Oh, okay, we'll cut that
is a bad idea. Sorry, we missed that before.
No, we weren't enjoying Simba into the tree. So, all right, there you go. That is Animal Kingdom. So what did we miss? What do you think? What are your must-do skips? What are you yelling at for Doug and I that we did or didn't do that you do at Animal Kingdom? As long as you skip Pizza Rizzo's, Pizza Fari. I think that's the only must skip. But there you go. That's it. And I do like Animal Kingdom. It's not my favorite part.
I do.
But it's got a lot of things I do love, and I do every single trip.
Is it possible to say I don't have a least favorite park? Because I hate saying Animal Kingdom is my least favorite park. It's fourth on my list of favorites.
Okay. It's like your least favorite child, but see, my
Oh
child.
no, my children can be least favorite. Don't worry.
There you go. I was gonna say my children split. It's like, hey, sometimes one's the best, one's not. Okay.
Oh
So
yeah, it changes by the
depends
minute.
it depends what park I'm in, what I'm doing, who I'm with. So there you go, Animal Kingdom. That is all the time that we have. So if you want to check out Animal Kingdom or any of the Walt Disney World parks or Disney Cruise, or you want to come down to our amazing trip September 11th through the 14th, you're going to have to book a trip with touringplans.com/travel and scroll down to Rope Drop Radio. And that will help get you in there to whether you do a trip or join us. Please join us. We actually have quite a few people that have messaged us and said they're coming. So I'm excited, Doug.
Yeah, we'll see how many people come and snack around the world with us on a Monday night.
Oh, it's going to be a great time. A couple of our listeners are like, hey, we're thinking about leaving our kids. Yes, find a babysitter, come down, join us. Done. So there you go. We are going to get to Patreon, and Doug has got to go pack for his cruise. That will be out in 2 weeks. Oof. So a lot of stuff. And then next week we have a special guest on the show that will be joining me as a co-host, which will be a lot of fun. Be sure to leave a review since we're so close to 400, and we'll be doing a special giveaway for that. And yeah, excited for as our show continues to grow. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.